You look
All right, boys, here we are. We're all here.
The
We are live. We are live.
I get that sometimes. I mainly get Rob Zombie.
I see Rob Zombie too, but I was like, man, who does he look like? And I just got it, man. What's up, Jason?
Yo. We're live. First episode of Phalanx, the Phalanx.
Heck yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and if everyone joining us, thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. We are literally, this is the very first episode of the Phalanx. It's a something that we put together that basically just takes care of it's indie creators, artists. We all come together, much like a phalanx from the ancient Spartan army, that we're working towards one goal. And so we're here just to talk about whatever comes to mind. I will tell you, it may, if you got some sensitive ears, or there might be, there might be some stuff coming. I can't promise that it doesn't. We're all adults here. But hey, for everyone that's here, let me introduce everybody. Right here, we have Nick Lee, a colorist for Pharos Creative Studio, currently working on the Burlap 90s trilogy and on Hunter's Moon, the Convictor Hunter's Moon. And we also have Dennis Valencia. Dennis Valencia is the artist for Pharos Creative Studio and our premier cover artist. And he's we're very happy to have Dennis. Dennis is also a phenomenal does phenomenal art for Draw for a Change. And next but not least, we have Chris Michaels from Homebrewed Comics, who currently has a Kickstarter running right now. Crit issue number 2, Vigilant Pursuit, live on Kickstarter right now. So if you want to go check that out, definitely check it out. And you got me, Jason Pharo, the creator of the Convictor. There we are. So let's go. Let's do a round robin, introduce ourselves. Even though, unless you feel I introduced you just fine. So, what do you want?
I get it great.
Yeah, I did great. All right.
More
okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right. So this is you guys got to bear with us, our viewers. This is a very much a trial and error thing for us. This is just something we wanted to try that will actually hopefully go into a much larger content for us. So right now I got these guys are my very close friends. These are people that I work with daily in the indie comic scene. And here we all are. And we're going to keep it loose, and we're just going to talk about whatever comes to mind. But first, let's talk to Chris. Let's ask Chris, though, about his Kickstarter. I mean, that's something we got. I mean, he's wearing the hat after all. We got to talk about it. Chris, the floor is yours.
I got to wear this hat on every live, man. I love my hat. I need it backwards, though. I really need the logo on the back. But so Kickstarter right now. I was just
working on a Convictor Crossfire one.
Well, I got a guy who does really good work, but I'm sure, you have your store. I see it. But yeah, we're sitting at, I think, 1334 last time I checked. Goal was 500, so I'm blown away that we even got this far. I just designed I didn't design it, but I just put Nate's design on the T-shirt today. I don't know if you saw it, but really stoked. I hope we get those unlocked. If not, we're going to throw them up on the store and let people order them because, those going to go up.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
I love that.
All my guys have already requested a piece of that. They were like, I want the Queen one. Queen's got to happen.
Queen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We just finished up the artwork for it. So all the pages are done, colored, everything. Chris is getting those over to me tomorrow. He's putting some finishing details on just a couple of things. He went back and was like, well, I want to make the first few pages pop a little bit more. So he's doing some edits there, but it's done. Script, we're done with the first 15 pages of lettering finally. So it'll be done this week, if not, early next week, depending on what I get my hands into. I got a wedding this morning, so.
I absolutely can't wait to get my hands on the book. I'm not bragging. First backer. So I did. All right, really quick. I did have an unfair advantage. I was literally on the phone with him when he launched it.
Very true. Very true.
I did have the pre-launch page pulled up, so it's not entirely fair. Really quick. I want to say Anonymous Creative Industries is here. What's up, ACI? Thanks for joining. He's in the comments. You guys can view the comments. Cheers.
But I think I want to get you a special T-shirt that says First Backer.
Nice.
I think I need one too. So,
I think I'm going to make it First Backer.
First Backer. We could do that.
Yep.
Man. So yeah. So this is good. Like, I mean, I know I speak to you guys regularly, and I absolutely wanted to have you guys on here because, you know, I mean, for all intents and purposes, you are like literally my boys. You know, so we're all very close now. We've gotten much closer, you know, over the last few months, just working on our Kickstarters and of course our, you know, our little side group that we work in.
Mhm.
So yeah, and we got big things planned. We got lots of things planned, but I want to talk about stuff a little bit. I mean, Hunter's Moon, I'm just going to put that out here right now. My Dennis and Nick can say the pencil pages are coming along. I am, now that I am in Gut City, I'm Nama says I'm taking a big hit here for being here at 1:37 a.m. Yeah.
Dang, dude.
Wait,
Thank you.
Yeah, I much appreciated. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Hunter's Moon were pencil. I said once I got to Gut City, I was able to crank it out, and I'm going pretty well, going at a good clip here. I get to start another page tomorrow, which is an action page featuring Hellwolf and the Convictor and the Anubis Squad all in one location. So that's gonna get hairy. So I said hairy. Has nothing to do with the Wolfman, no. But yeah. So what other projects we got going on? What else do we have going on?
And the colors are finally starting to come along in Hunter's Moon. Just so everybody knows that I'm finally starting on that part of the process.
Yeah, let me just put it out there for our any backers that are watching, or one of our backers that watch us on a replay. We originally started this out doing Hunter's Moon like a assembly line. I was drawing it.
Oh no,
Gross. Chris, you kill me, bro.
no,
I love it. I gotta say, so I mean, we know the process. He's drawing it, you know. Nick is coloring it, and Dennis just knocked those covers out, man. Like when it first launched, and we got to see all those covers. As the first backer of Hunter's Moon. Hey, Jason, I was picking up for you, man. You cut out a little bit.
Yeah.
We see it now.
I know. Is it me? I'm cutting out on my end. Well, listen, if that happens, you guys just ramble on. You know what the internet's like here for me. I go inside.
I was just taking the stage as first backer, seeing all the covers. I'm honestly jealous because my covers still aren't finished from one of my cover designers. He's he's got kids and he runs his own business, so he's got a couple covers he's just got to finish. But seeing them all come out first was awesome. So your cover work was great.
I had a really good cover guy. I don't know if anyone knows him. He's a pretty good cover guy, and he is literally a machine.
Well,
that man can pump them out.
At my job, my real profession, what I do, my first profession is, one of the rules I always live by is whenever we're given a task, we're always the first. Store, I'm a manager at a retail store. But one of the things I always believed in and instilled by my team was we do it first. So as soon as we get some project, we're the first one having it done. I don't want to do double work, so we do it the first time. So as soon as Jason got me on board, it was like, what's the deadline and how fast can I do these out? Because I want to go do final edits. So, I mean, I was dropping them, I think every 1 or 2 days, I would give you a piece. I was actually holding back because I was like, I don't want to oversaturate.
And that's the other thing, Dennis,
man. I was super pumped.
Dennis, you did them so quickly and so proficiently that Dennis now, once the Kickstarter launched and we got growing, and he's working on his own little side story. Dennis is penciling and coloring our Hellwolf epilogue. So I've seen some pieces of that. That's excellent. People are going to love that. Especially you get to see some of Hellwolf's gadgets in play. But so once he did that, and now he's on to the commission tier. The several people that did our changing the game.
Yep.
Yeah, so the changing the game, this is the biggest tier we had, and people got to choose what Dennis, they wanted a custom art commission from you. I guess we're starting that. How's that going?
I got the first one done, Nick, and actually I did a traditional piece. The gentleman wanted traditional. 11 by 17 Bristol board, got it. I knocked it out, pretty fast, knocked it out in a day. I wanted to send it to you digitally to color because I wanted 2 versions of it. One, he's going to get a traditional piece. I'm going to color it. But I'll be honest with you, I love digital because you can color digitally. But when you start using the markers and the combos, and it doesn't do justice. So I was going to at least get that to the customer, to the client, and then for you, I wanted to send it to you and want you to work your magic on it.
Definitely.
Good piece. Jason's seen it. It's it's the Convictor and the Sidewinder.
Okay. That guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
The guy we don't see. I think I heard someone say we don't see enough of him anyway, so there's that.
I don't know who that is, but
right. When
I
you
love
said that, I
Sidewinder.
was like, okay, I got you.
All right. Well, hey, if I dip out again on this for some reason, so what happens? All right, really quick. Again, this is a trial and error, so everyone watching, sorry. If I dip out, so I'm just spinning on my end, right? You can't see me.
You just freeze.
Yeah, you just freeze.
All right, because what I'm gonna do is I'll pull the I'm actually on a laptop too. I'm not even on my phone, so there's literally no excuse. But I'll pull it inside and whatever. So, but yeah, Dennis,
I might have a present for you, Jason.
You got a present for me?
I may. Yeah, I gotta go through my inventory. I might have a tablet that has unlimited internet for you. I might.
Oh man, might have a tablet for a guy like me because you feel bad for me. Just so we're all clear, this is all by design. I really have fantastic internet. I actually do this on purpose.
Yeah,
I didn't get free gadgets for my friends. Just so we all understand that.
I will say it's like it's a tradition. Whether it's the Instagram Live or this, it's like
right.
We just
if it doesn't freeze and lag, am I even on?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a Jason Pharo tradition here.
Yeah.
So we're all on this Hellwolf book, right? Because I know I'm doing an interior.
Yeah.
And am I doing the lettering for that one? Is that the one?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So we are
doing cover and letters. Yep.
Sweet. Because I gotta say, I might be biased, but I love Hellwolf. I can't wait to do the work on this. And now that I'm freed up, that's like from an art perspective, I've wanted to move to Photoshop on a lot of this stuff because. And I actually started playing around with it today with some of my old work. I've been kind of just messing around with, so I'm familiar with the pieces. But I'm doing my Hellwolf piece all in Photoshop. So I've got the tablet out.
Awesome.
That way, when I get the Wacom going, I'm familiar with it. But I whipped it out today a little bit and was messing around with some of the Crit 1 artwork. And I got to say, my production quality is going to go, like the speed is just ridiculous in Photoshop. So can't wait to get started on that.
Every guy here has already been seeing your art progress. So we all talk about Dennis and Nick. We all talk about that. We can't wait to see the kind of art that you're putting out next year.
Yeah.
Because your system, and Dennis too. You and Dennis are systematically getting better with your art.
Yeah.
And I'm not to put you on the spot, Dennis, but Dennis has only been drawing for 1 year. So
yeah,
I know
it's amazing.
And you got some jerk like me who's been drawing for 30-something years, and Jesus.
So Dennis, to that, my guys saw the Samedi picture you did.
Yeah, it's good time.
And they want one now, like they want the same thing for all of them. And I was like, this dude's busy. I'm not going to ask him for that. But they loved that Samedi piece. I was talking to Brad who plays Caliber, was like, oh man. Like I want that for like on our website. He wanted that instead of like the pictures I have up there. He's like, can we get those? And I'm like, I didn't do it. I'm not going to ask him to do those. So if you have warm up time, Brad would really appreciate seeing himself in your style again.
Well, it started because I was, I want to keep true to Convictor. Like he's our bread and butter. He got us through the dance. So like whenever I have free time, I'm trying to pump out a piece here and there. And then first one I did was with Jason. I was like, let me whip this up. I was watching a Yankee game. I'm like, let's draw one out real quick. Pump that one out, and then I had so much fun, and then I did Liar, and then I was like, you know what, SSB, I go, let's do Samedi, and then I did Burlap, and then
hey, William's here.
Saying,
what's up, William?
Hitting me up for, can they do other characters?
William,
like, you know what, like that's cool and all, but I want to do the guys that inspire me, the guys that are driving me. This is my homage to you guys. So I know like tomorrow I'm posting all 4, and this is about the indie community, and then the more ones I see and the ones that inspired me to keep going. Like those are the ones I'll be dropping, but it's definitely gonna become a thing where I want to drop 1 or 2 like every month or every other week when I have free time, just like you said. But yeah, they'll come. It'll come. It's coming.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nah,
Well,
yeah, you guys are all killing it. Nick's killing it. Everyone's killing it. Everyone is killing it.
Nick
Really.
is probably the busiest one out of all of us. I mean, I
think he is, because everyone's like, even when Nick isn't on a project, he's on a project. So
I know.
He's very popular.
I gotta say though, the support that we give each other and the other people in the community is really what makes me excited to work on all my stuff. Just when I see Nick's name associated with something that I didn't know he was even part of, or Dennis putting out these things, every time I log on and I see that stuff, it's what motivates me to get back on the tablet, to get back drawing. I mean, you all know I got really sick with COVID, and I probably should have just been sleeping and resting. But every day I was pulling my tablet out, like seeing the artwork that was going, and knowing what the community was doing was motivating me just to say, screw it. I'm just going to get like one panel drawn today, or like one thing drawn. If I can at least get one thing done every day, I'll feel better. And, I keep saying this, like, it's just really inspirational ever since like what we started this group chat, like 6 months ago, 7 months ago.
Yeah.
And well, at least I was put in 6 or 7 months ago. And it, seeing all the stuff you guys continually pump out is awesome.
Just to be fair, no one else wanted you in it. I pushed you.
I scrolled up. I saw that no one else liked me. It was fine.
Like, I had to speak for these guys. I had to step in and be like, all right, I'm gonna let this guy in.
But I wanted to say there was a piece you put in the chat yesterday, or maybe you sent it to me directly, and it's the piece you're talking about with the people's elbow, the rock look.
Yeah.
I gotta say, it reminded me of my favorite animated comic book, which was Under the Red Hood.
Okay.
And that one scene in the beginning when you see him just jump down and murder that whole entire gangster squad, that's the feel it gave me, which is amazing because that's my favorite animated movie is Under the Red Hood.
That's one of the best animated movies they've made. Outside of Justice League Apocalypse Wars and Ants, man, Justice League Dark. That's a game changer right there, man. Like, when I watched that, I was like, am I even watching a DC movie?
DC's getting dark, dude. The Batman.
DC's best projects currently before the Batman. Their best projects right now are the animated. But
if you watch the Batman one, The Killing Joke, I mean, the comic was dark, but some of the stuff they put in that, and I won't go into it, but they touched on some topics. I was like, I can't believe that's in an animated movie.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That was
every time I
interesting.
watch the Killing Joke movie, though, the animated one, I have to skip to where like the actual book starts because they
took a lot of liberties with that.
I don't love the stuff that they added before. Like, I understand some of it, but like, and they gave Batgirl a bigger role, but like the whole, if you've seen the movie, the little relationship thing.
Yeah, that was I don't know why they went that direction, but because the Killing Joke itself is a fantastic story.
Yeah.
One thing I've learned, because my writing style is so much different than anyone that I know, you tend to take liberties when you're moving mediums. Because if you guys heard and saw some of the stuff we do in our game that I have to translate, and I get some complaints. We just went through the book yesterday yesterday, me, Brad, and Terrell, and I got a lot of like, well, what happened with this and what happened with that, and I'll tell you, there's a scene in our game. Terrell was just having a rough day. He had just had surgery on his arm and had some painkillers, so he just wasn't in a great mood. Game wasn't going in his direction, kept rolling bad. So just, if you play D&D and you keep rolling nat ones, you're having a bad day. And I felt bad for him. Everyone's giving him a hard time, and he wants to use a freaking fire hydrant because his character, if you all know Boulder's a good guy.
I love
Spectre lights everybody on fire. Brad blew some stuff up. We have bad guys just literally on fire everywhere. And Boulder's trying to run around with a fire hydrant. I'm in DM mode, having a good time, and I'm like, dude, roll me a D20 to see if you can use the fire hydrant. Now, this is a normal thing. We should all be able to use a fire hydrant, right? And he looks at me like, really? I got to roll to use this, but you're letting everybody else just like drive these
You got to roll to use everything.
Right. And he was really mad at me, and I cut the scene from the book because even though it was funny for us, it didn't fit the tone that we were doing with the book. So I can say, I tend now to understand why we changed some stuff with mediums. I will say I don't understand when you're going from comic book to movie because you're literally written panel by panel. But who knows? I mean, I'm not the director, so.
But we have a comment from William. He says he thinks it's a great idea to let Jason Todd become Robin and to let Joker kill him. The Red Hood outlaw is born. Yeah, Red Hood was a really bold direction for DC because that's the first time you actually had what you would think was a serious death, because that was obviously before they supposedly killed Superman. It was pretty impactful to kill Jason Todd.
Do you remember?
What's that?
Do you remember the book they killed him?
Yeah, where Batman's carrying him out and he's all broken in 700 pieces. Yeah.
Do you know how they came to the conclusion of killing him or not?
No.
You voted.
So they did it on. It was a
I had no idea.
Oh. And another I'm not going to touch on that
Jason
with mail-in voting, but it was mail-in voting because this was the 80s, early 90s. They miscounted the vote. That's why they brought him back. Originally, they thought the fans wanted him dead, and then they recounted after they did the book, and they found out they had miscounted and fans didn't want him dead, so they brought him back.
I had no idea, and the cool shit about that was that they actually, because prior to that, the Joker was the Joker. He wasn't. I mean, he's done some stuff, but outside of shooting Barbara Gordon, he hasn't really. He didn't legitimately I mean, he literally beat Jason Todd to death with a crowbar.
I'm saying goodnight to my kid real quick.
Yep. And so that was pretty impactful. And I think no problem, buddy. And I think as fans, you just didn't see that coming. And then they bring him back, and the Red Hood is that's a character with a lot of momentum behind it. Better now than he ever was. The anti-hero, like you said, Under the Red Hood animated movie was phenomenal. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, even the Jason Todd comic book's amazing. So
yeah. I just wish that they had kept him a bad guy at least for a little bit longer.
Yeah, but you know how that is.
Yeah.
You get pop. Look at Deathstroke. Yeah. He got super popular as an anti-hero. Next thing you know, he's he has a sort of code of honor. You know what I mean? So. Yeah. Before the guy was sleeping with underage girls, but now all of a sudden he's got a code of honor. He has no morals. Right, He has no morals, but apparently he's got principles. Sure.
Yeah, they did it with Deadpool. He came in first as a bad guy. Everybody liked the design, and then they turned him into a good guy. And
hey, fellow Wolfpacker in the house. Nate is on the comments.
Hey, what's up?
Nate, would even know you were here. I would have pulled you in on this.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
I didn't know I had no idea you were going to be up. When is it, 2021 in Australia right now? I mean, man, lives in the future, or we live in the past. I'm not sure which one it is.
Oh, Jackson here too.
Oh,
Jesus,
Jack.
Boy, I literally could have had you guys in here. I had room for 2 more. I can get on this. I wish I knew.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, we need to get them in next time. I'd love to hear some Australian accents in here.
Absolutely, because it's going to help me write my Hellwolf dialogue.
Yeah.
So
I think we actually just need to take a trip down to Australia so we can understand the culture a little bit better for your book.
All of us. Right.
Even though I'm just doing a 1 page, I think I need to go down there just to understand a little bit better.
I think we should have a Kickstarter just to fund a trip to Australia.
Exactly, and we.
All right, so it's decided. Okay. No problem.
Minimum pledge is $10,000, right?
Yeah. I mean, the bottom tier is probably $550, and that's just to get you one way to the airport.
Hey, you know what? I've seen some indie comics
with that much better.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys want authenticity, you're gonna have to send us money. We can Venmo, PayPal, whatever you want to do. If you want us to make the most authentic Hellwolf book out there, you need to send us to Australia. This is a disclaimer. I'm not entirely true, but I will take free money. So, bye.
What's funny is I've actually seen some indie books with some really ridiculous price tags. So I wouldn't be surprised if that got funded or not.
There's some. Let's talk about that. We're not going to name names because I like naming names, but I'm not going to do it. It's going to be hard. I'm not going to do it. So, there are some. Listen. When we did Hunter's Moon, and Chris, I know you feel the same way with Crit, our goal was to ask for just what we needed to print, to take care of the mundane stuff, We weren't trying to roll in because it's like we weren't trying to do it for profit. All of us have jobs. You have careers. If you're trying to make money in comics, you're in the wrong damn business right now. And if you're trying to use Kickstarter to fund your, wild fantasies of, I don't know, like just making it. I have no idea, but
going to Australia.
Yeah. So, but my point is like, I could realistically, like, I see there's guys out there that run them every couple months, every month, and this, I'm speaking personally. I couldn't realistically do that. There's a couple reasons for me. It puts a bad taste in my mouth to add people, and yes, I'm picking my words very carefully.
You're missing the comments. Name and shame, Jason.
I feel terrible to the people that just funded us in 90 minutes and just came out in droves and supported Hunter's Moon for a character like I said, that never really even saw print, and people just rallied behind us.
Yeah.
I would feel like a real POS if I were to go back to them and say, "Hey, we're doing Hellwolf next month. You mind backing that book too?" I'm sorry. Back to principles and morals. I have some, and I have a little bit of couth. Like I can't personally do that. I see it a lot out there though, but and then on the other aspect, it's exhausting to have a Kickstarter. It's exhausting to promote
I just had this conversation.
It is. You guys saw I dipped out of social media for like 3 days.
Yeah.
After the last day because I couldn't take it. It's just constant because everything was on a timer. Like I got to post on Facebook here. I got to post on Instagram here. I got to put this at this time. Analytics say this. And Dennis was doing the same thing. Nick was doing the same thing. And Chris is doing it right now. It's too much of a pain in the ass. Like ACI, have a going, buddy.
I want to say one thing, Jason. I got you a tool. My wife actually found a program for us where you can program all your posts for a week. So next time I gotta get you in on it. Yeah, her business, she sets it up that way, so they post in a certain order. And I was freaking out 2 days ago because I hadn't posted on time, and she's like, "Let's just put you in on mine, and you can program it."
I'm very surprised that Instagram doesn't do that because Facebook does that. If you have a Facebook page, you can have Facebook Publisher or whatever. But yeah, I'm really surprised Instagram doesn't have something like that. So that's why we're on YouTube.
Yeah, but to your point, man, like I've been backing stuff on Kickstarter for a few years now, and I backed one book a few months ago. I haven't even gotten that book yet, and this is not one of the normals that we discuss. I haven't even gotten their book yet, and I've already gotten 3 emails about their next series they're doing, and I'm like,
and that's the other thing too. Like, I agree with you. You got to finish your thought. I'm sorry I cut you off, but
no, it's just it's discouraging to me. Even I'm a creator now, so I kind of understand the process a little bit, but I'm over here like looking at your campaign and you were $4,000 over goal. How come you're coming back to Kickstarter? Like why can't we get the product we already purchased the first time?
Where's the money going? I mean, at the end of the day, where's the money going? I mean, I know where our money's going. Yes, we overfunded by then some. I mean, we have we had 147 backers, but a lot of them were for bundle tiers. So really, we're printing just about 200 books. So the overfunding, like people think like, oh, I overfunded. That's pocket money. We're splitting it. It's going here. That's still things that have to be made. Posters and then stretch goals and all that kind of stuff. And shipping. Yeah, that's a big one right there.
Yeah.
Or slide the DMs. I see you, Nate. But here's another big thing. You guys, and I'm going to point myself out on this one too, because I pride myself on this. We put our price point at a point where I was even told by a distribution company today that my price point is too low. So we're putting out a book that's not even bringing in that much money, overfunding, and then not asking anything for the next book. Because I'm telling you, I'm not coming back to Kickstarter for issue 3. And I know you're not coming back for your sequels. Nope. So we're using that money. We're stretching that money to hit the next book.
That's exactly what we're doing. Yeah. We're I personally am funding Hellwolf with the boys too. We're talked about. We're funding with what the extra that we have. I mean, outside of our expenses, of course, because at the time is it's great. Hunter's Moon is going to be made. It's going to be out. Our book's out. But then what? I got to go to Kickstarter again. I mean, I'm not interested in that. Like, we have our Kickstarters planned. If we're going to Kickstarter, we talk about that. But Hell Wolf, we can do. You know, we got a great team between you, Chris, Nick, Dennis, Jack, and Nate. We have a phenomenal group of guys that are going to bring this to life. And like I said, I just personally don't have it in me to sit there and ask people that back me to back me again, because then it looks like I look greedy, and man, you know, I'm not that. If I can pay for it, I will. And just like, you know, just we did it. We were successful. I don't want to keep pushing the envelope on that. And I know the boys feel the same way. We talk about this regularly. So
I gotta ask this too. And what's with a $10 digital? You know?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm just calling it out because this is an industry here.
You got them ready to go.
Yeah, I'm talking because this is what killed. And I've been doing. I mean, I live, eat, and breathe comics now because this is what I'm in. And if you ask anybody that knows me, when I dive in, I'm 100% in. When I was doing music, 100% in. Bodybuilding, 100% in. I just go full force in this, and I research and find out what works, what doesn't work. And you look at companies that did, and I'm not, you know, Kickstarter's a different industry because when you have 7 covers or 10 covers, whatever we do on Kickstarter, it's broad range stuff. Like, people like that. But in the 90s, when Image came out, prices went up because quality was high. People didn't last long because they weren't meeting their deadlines. You've got books out there that we've been waiting for months for, haven't gotten them yet. High prices, $10 digital is ridiculous. You know, the digital doesn't cost you anything once it's made. You know, I understand we have artists that need to get paid and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, when your bottom line is $10 and your physical copy is $15, $20, it's your first book. I could understand a $15, $20 book if it's 60 pages, even the 40-page range, from someone who it's an established character. But if you're giving me 22 pages, it's your first book, and this is something you're just dying to get out there. Why are you charging me 15? I mean, not just me, but the people on Kickstarter, because what that does, we're saturating it, we're overcharging, and it's going to push people, the people that like to go to Kickstarter for these books or Indiegogo, it's going to push them away to, like, I don't really want to, you know, I don't want to take a risk on it because the last book I backed that was $20, I got it, and you had 4 lines inside of a bubble that was this big, and they wanted $20 for it, and then it was just clout. I mean, that's what frustrates me just from an industry standpoint. And I'm not talking names, I'm not saying anything else, but AC/DC song is dropping today.
I just realized
there we go.
I just realized I could do that. So.
That's freaking awesome. I didn't know we could do that.
Man, this thing beats the hell out of Instagram.
Yeah. I'm saying, man, we need to do this more often. This is good.
You know what? This is good. And yeah, definitely. That's a good one. Definitely, Jack.
Sorry, you guys I got started on that. I apologize. No, it's just something where right, I'm really passionate about all this stuff.
We talked earlier today. If you have 25 backers and you're already cooking at $3,000, that tells me your price points are way up there. So, you know, what's the goal here?
Like we said, we're not going to name names, but I know I've told you, Jason, about a certain Kickstarter that I saw that it was like, just like you were saying, Chris, like the digitals were like $10 to $15 for just the digital. And I was like, wow.
What was that digital? $3?
Yeah.
Like, really, at the end of the day, like, if you're pushing more, I could even see 5. I could even say 5 is okay.
Sure.
Okay, because again, everyone's got a different thing take on something. But if it's over $5, like I don't know, and I'm no Kickstarter expert, but I tell you, as the guy who backs many, I think I backed 40 of them or something now. Oh shit, my wife's not watching. I'm gonna hit me in the back of the head. I think I backed like 40 of them now, and or 30, maybe not 40. Maybe I'm exaggerating.
We got a super backer over here.
Yeah. So so maybe if, to be fair, just as disclaimers, so I don't get beat up later when I get in the house. It's people that backed our campaign. Okay, so I'm just doing the right thing, and that's another thing too. That's the right thing to do. You're backing a campaign, someone backs you, you back their campaign. That's just that is indie comics 101. And you know, if you can't do it, I get it, but that's indie comics. But yeah,
it's creators supporting creators. You got to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And I've done that with several fantastic creators out there, and they all say the same thing. We got to support each other, right? And I said, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we do. And I know Dennis and Nick. I know Chris. We all want to read. We all want to look at other people's awesome stuff, man. There's so much. The indie community has so much amazing talent right now at this moment. There's so many fantastic characters and stories and stuff out there that I'm busted.
Oh, wife got you.
There you go.
Oh,
again, to be fair, it was absolutely people that backed me. So
that's funny.
and I backed them, and I did the right thing. I backed them for what they backed us. That's just the right thing to do. But speaking of, go.
Oh, I was just going to say, I mean, it's good to continue to back everybody. And one thing that I do like about indie right now is, I've been in comics since I think 85 was when I first got my first comic. I was 2 years old. I still have it. It's upstairs somewhere. It's not in the best condition, but I kept it. And you look at the quality of some of these indie books, and I'm going to call out, the ones that inspired me to begin with, which was Concrete. I have their books sitting right next to me.
Legit.
I'm going to say it like, look at this cover on an indie book.
Yeah.
An indie book, first issue. I flipped through this thing, and I can go back to comics from early 2000s, and because I spend most of my day getting inspiration from these old books, and you don't find it everywhere.
Chris,
and these are companies $3 and $5 for their books, and they sold millions. And we got indie creators out there with quality writing, quality art.
Yeah.
And they're getting pushed under the rug. Like, we got to get these people out there.
Hey, Chris, you see the packaging from Concrete? I mean,
their
books legit. I was blown away by their packaging. Just the packaging.
Those guys, Eric, Jamal, Anya, those guys are like, they are literally like promotional machines.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the stuff, I always say there's two distinct people I learned a lot from before I ever even, when I first got on Instagram. Like, I absorb stuff I get from like the boys at Concrete, and from you guys know Brian Lambert, from who the Convictor's currently battling Caliburn in that Indie Comics Dispatch poll. But Brian's a good friend of mine. I mean, we talk a lot, and Brian, I respect Brian, I respect Derek and the boys at Concrete's opinion. Like, those guys, if it's marketing and or the business how in the state it is right now, they're on it. They have their pulse. They have the pulse. Those guys are on it, and I don't even think I would have did as well as we did on the Kickstarter if it wasn't for some of the advice I pulled from these guys. And just at the end of the day, they said build your fan base, and that's what we did. But yeah, those guys are just like you said. The Odina book, like their packaging is good. The colors pop. Their books are well made. I just got my Kickstarter from Brian Lambert's Justice from Wingless Comics, and that thing was packaged like nobody's business. It was packaged right. I mean, the book, the posters, everything pops. The coloring is phenomenal, and just like you said, like that's actually the very first indie book exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's just sick.
They're the first indie books I ever bought. Was Concrete. I went to a Comic-Con, a small one here in January, and they were there. I mean, we were talking online. Derek and Jamal and I were talking, so I saw them online. We talked, and also I bought three indie comics that day. I bought more than that. I bought Absolver. And
be careful, your wife's listening.
Yeah, she knows, she was there. I bought Absolver and Acolyte, and then I went and bought Simpsons Vampires in New Jersey and Blackjack. I bought two of his books, and then I also bought Espinato's Christian Espinato's. If I'm butchering last name, I'm sorry. Warriors of the Realm. So I bought his book too. And I brought it, and literally I read them that night, and I just simulated, because I'm like, this is the state of comics. This is where I want to be someday. Akuma Circus is here. What's up? So, amazing follower of ours on the Convictor. Fantastic. Draws some amazing anime. One of my favorite Instagram anime artists, actually. So you've
heard me give a lot of crap to Rob Liefeld and for good reason. I mean, the man literally used to send people work without feet on it. But him and Todd McFarlane, 94, I want to say it was it was before I was in high school, so either 93 or 94. When I was traveling the country with my dad, I was actually collecting all of the Spawn books that had come out, and we were on the West Coast. I want to say we were in Vegas because we went to a bunch of conventions out there, and I got to meet Rob and I got to meet Todd, and I was like 10, 11 years old, and I told them I wanted to make comics. I've loved comics, and it was Todd and Rob that told me just to do it. They're like, can you draw? And my dad was like, well, he's good at faces. Like my dad's kind of a jerk. And he's like, he can't draw bodies, he can't draw anything else. And they were like, well, just keep practicing it, and eventually you'll be able to do it. Rob was like in his 20s, and he just said, he was full of energy. You can do it. Just go out there, screw everybody, just do it. And I give him a lot of crap, but the man, he inspired me. And that meeting right there when I got those comics was when I was like, yeah, I'm going to go do it. Like, eventually I'm going to do it. I wound up, taking 20, 30 years to do it. But hey, I just I'm releasing my second book,
Yep.
Take 20 years off like me. So.
Hey, life happens, man. Yeah. I pursued music for 10 years instead. Killed my liver in the process.
Literally, this time next year and the time from that 2 years from now are going to be amazing. And then, so you're just guys going to get better. I mean, you can't not. If you're doing it every day, you're going to progress. That's just anything.
Well, even look at your work.
As a lifelong martial artist, I could tell you that is just, you do it every day, you're going to get very proficient and in anything. Repetition, everything's repetition, right? And but yeah, you guys are going to kill it, man. I can't wait. Can't wait to see what you produce this time next year.
Well, it's like Chris was just saying, even you, Jason. I mean, like, some of these images for Hunter's Moon that are going to be coming out are so detailed and so incredible.
Detailed.
But like, it's seriously, like, you see everyone's growth. You know what I mean? And like, everyone's growing, and it's just such a cool thing. And the community is so supportive of everybody for the most part. And I love this community, and I love everybody that supports us, all of us. I love you guys are my bros, and like, Jack, Nate. It's just been really awesome.
Yeah, and speaking of, I mean, think about it. Next year we'll have how many books out? All this work. I gotta say, Nick, even we've kind of touched base on everybody's talents, but I remember the first time you sent me some of your work compared to some of the stuff I'm seeing with Liar and the burlap stuff you put up, and you just keep getting better. So that's the thing. One thing I got from one of the videos I watched was these guys at Marvel and DC and all these places, they get paid to draw 10 hours a day. Yeah. So they're going to be amazing. Their full-time job is drawing. So when Jason comes home and he's given himself from 9 to 11 or 1 o'clock in the morning to get his work done, and look at indie creators. I saw a post on Facebook today that said, how often do you stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning working on your trade? And I was like, I mean, ask my wife. It's like pretty common. I'll get into a groove and I just want to finish this stuff, and you just keep going. And myself, I don't talk about my art that much, but by the time I get to the end of a book, I have to go back and fix the rest of the book because I'm like, man, I need to at least make this look halfway like the rest of that. My first book, I mean, I don't think Dennis and Nick have seen the actual issue 1. I know Nate and Jack have seen it because they're redoing it for me. But you've seen it. Yes, you have. And issue 0 was, in my eyes at the time, was really good. And my wife, who is a phenomenal artist, was like, yeah, it's good. And
right.
Get into the next book. And, I say this all the time. She taught me a lot in the first few pages, was mostly her fixing everything. And then towards the end of it, she just didn't have to anymore because I picked up and I flipped to the front of the book and I was like, well, I'm glad that the beginning of the book is a prequel because the artwork is so dull in comparison that I can say it's the flashback. It's just all in retro. Yeah. It's like, but it's also kind of cool to me that, every one of my readers is going to watch me grow on every page.
Yeah.
You know, and when you guys flip through those pages, and you guys in your work, every time someone picks up your work, they're getting the best version of it every single time. And you know, this is something I learned from a tattoo artist: is you never critique your own work because you always know you can do better. And so it's hard, like when you pick up, you know, take Dennis for instance. You've been drawing for a year. If you were to go back to that best image you had last year, you're going to be like, man, I can do so much better, right?
Yeah.
But at the time, it was the best stuff you had.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see that progression.
And that's everyone. I mean, just what you're saying, comments and whatnot. Yeah, everyone. And you're just going to draw. You're going to get better. That's just all this. And that's what Best Buy likes about Instagram. I've literally watched people's art expand. And it's just like, it's an amazing thing. And I try to be that guy, like I'll get on there and say, hey man, your art really progressed. Like I know because I wish I had that, 20, 30 years ago. There wasn't such thing as this, and other than your dumb friends looking over your shoulder when you're trying to draw, you hate, man. People don't understand artists. Like no one likes that. So, but and you're doing that, and people are just. I'm watching people evolve. Like I'll use perfect example. Like I'll use Dwayne. Dwayne. I've seen his art jump considerably.
Yeah.
He's
that liar stuff is.
He drew that one guy, that Cloud Force commander. One day he drew it, and this was a month ago, and he might not realize it, but as an outside observer, everything clicked in that image. His anatomy was on point. His proportions were on point. His detail were on point. His muscle, everything was ideal. And I said, I'm like, I know you don't know this, I said, but you literally hit all the board points in this art. You did it all. Sometimes, you miss things. I miss things. We all miss things. Chris, like I've seen yours jump. I told you, right? In Chris print number 1, like around page 15 or 16, it was like a world of difference. And of course, Dennis, I mean, from way back when to where you are now, I mean, like I said, Nick's. The reason why I gravitate towards Nick, I say this all the time, is because he did that one Punisher piece, and I said that guy, he did the Punisher. Punisher was in an alley. The shadowing was on point. The coloring was on point. Like everything was gritty. It had it, and I said that kid could color the Convictor if I was going to color the Convictor. At that point, I wasn't coloring the Convictor. He's black and white. So that's yeah, man. I'm just watching people evolve is just amazing to me. It just blows my mind, and that's my favorite part of Instagram because it's all a visual medium. So you just absorb all this, and that's great, man. And I mean, and William says issue 0 usually for a character origin story. Usually, William, it can be, or it's a story that you forgot that needs to be told that leads up to a different story, or really it could just be a prelude, could be a prologue. There's a lot of reasons in issue 0. Issue 0s are cool too. I always liked issue 0 personally.
Yeah, I'm doing mine backwards. I'm gonna release it in issue 0 after issue 3.
I have an issue 0 written. I had it sitting around for a while.
You got like 50 issues written. You've been doing this character for 35 years.
Those aren't issues. Those are novels.
You got more issues than 35, believe me.
Issue 0 for me was going to be like
You sound like you're in a tunnel.
Yeah.
But can you hear me?
There you go.
All right. Yeah. I was far away, No, so anyway. But what are you guys looking forward to right now? I mean, speak back to the Kickstarters, or what are you guys looking forward to getting? Who's running something right now that you're into?
Well, I think we can all agree Liar is something we all want.
Yeah.
Liar.
Yeah.
Hands down, Liar. I mean, I did back this really cool book. You guys might have heard of it, Convictor. I'm kind of looking forward to getting that book.
Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell. I don't know. It's on my thing. I don't know what that's about. But,
yeah, I finally got the backer report.
I'm Yeah. I'm actually looking forward personally to Demon Hunter Raven. Something about
Yes.
that character, I really dig that character. Like, I don't know, like it's part for me. It's part of the story. And my Dennis and Nick know where I'm going with this. Part of the story is he's kind of running around with like a version of the armor of God. He fights demons, and he looks pretty damn cool doing it. Like the suit's cool. It's something he wears embedded in his chest, I think, or he has a. It's almost sentient. It's very. I
Mhm.
read issue. I think it was 0. He had it on digital on his site, and I read it, and man, I was just hooked. I really, really loved it, and it was definitely one of those things. Like I think I'm gonna rave.
So
That's Halloween, Jack. I don't know. You guys will celebrate Halloween in Australia? It's your loss.
I want to call this one out because I actually found a guy through Instagram. He had made it was a video I watched, and he was in it. Cheoma Curse of the Jangwara. He actually researched all the back history of the characters. Everything. He spent like a long time researching the culture before writing the books. I want to say it's either South American or African culture. I talked to him a little bit. He's sitting on Kickstarter right now with 150 backers at $7,800. Really good guy. Talked to him for a couple hours the other day. He's a programmer. Website's amazing. Got to call him out. And he's published quite a few books. And he even said like his issue 0 was not his best work, but he still stayed passionate with it. And I'm looking at the artwork here, and if you get a chance, go check out Chayoma, Chayoma. I'll call it out on Instagram later. He's really cool. And then there's Ungodly #1, the Ungodly Champion. It's like Mortal Kombat. So I'm actually really interested because the description is Mortal Kombat meets Avatar: The Last Airbender and Karate Kid. So that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all agree, right? Advanced genetics. How cool!
Sorry, you're cutting out.
I said advanced genetics, like that. His Kickstarter going right now.
Mm-hmm. It just ended today.
Yeah, Monarch looks like Monarch is badass. Like Monarch is a cool character, and he's a villain. I didn't know that. He's the hero, and I'm like, no, that dude's a villain.
Funny story. I found Advanced Genetics months ago on Google. I was just like, it was a Google image that popped up, and I loved the image, so I went and checked it out on Facebook. And I'd been following him on Facebook for a long time. I saw a post about Instagram. I was like, this dude's finally on Instagram, and went and followed him, and his book is finally doing well.
I mean, there's so many like fantastic things out there. Just the ones I bagged from people that bag Hunter's Moon. Like, I mean, I even the Boys from Concrete. Like, I can't wait for the second issues of those books. Just Odina alone, my little girl. I got a Odina #1, the one that you showed, Chris, and she and that's her like new favorite female superhero. Like, she's just all about it. And you're right, it was so 90s, that book. Just it screams Image Comics, like just the overlay, the plot point, the way it flows, and Adina is like, I know my kid's about it. So, and I Derek asked me what my favorite Concrete character was. I was like, well, I don't know, might be Adina. So she's like a powerhouse.
I gotta say, I'm really, really looking forward to Andy Starboy. You don't really see many.
Yeah.
Like, he's cool looking. He reminds me of Star Wars or Mass Effect or something like that.
Yeah,
really sci-fi. Yeah, something just really different than the rest of their lineup, which is what was intriguing to me when they posted that first picture, because you see a lot of this, similarity. I don't mean just in the design, but like just a lot of similarity in most of the comic book characters that are being released. And then we have Andy Starboy, who looks like a fish alien thing, and it's like I saw the first picture and I was just in love, and I'm like, I want that book.
With green skin, white hair, and an orange jumpsuit. I mean, the color scheme of the room just jumps off the page on you. And
like, I want to play the video game. It looks that cool. And I'm like, where's the video game?
It does. It looks like some like off the wall, like Ratchet and Clank video game character. Something like they're really putting out these really unique video games there in the early 2000s. And that would be. That I'm looking forward to getting that, because I think that's issue 1 you get with the bundle and Concrete, and you get Absolver. Absolver is a fantastic character.
Yes, that was the first one I saw from them.
Absolver is intense, man. Like that book is intense. Like, that's a good book. But William says, let me put you up there, William. Let me get you all up in there. Oh wait, Nate says Jack and him are planning a trip to the U.S. Well, it better be the East Coast. Well, except for Nick, who lives out in. Hey guys, I got something to tell you out here. Nick says where he lives in Wyoming that there are no Comic Cons out there, just steers. So that's what he said. There's literally no comic anything.
I wouldn't be surprised though. It is Wyoming.
I mean, you could, yeah. Colorado's right below me, so like,
Okay, yeah. All right,
there's a lot of stuff going on here.
Convictor Hellwolf. Who's next? What's next after that? Another Convictor book, William. We're going for Resurgence is our next Convictor book after. So that's gonna. Go ahead.
Resurgence is the first book in the core Convictor series, right?
Resurgence was the book I was originally working on through the winter, and we got sidetracked by a fantastic story called Hunter's Moon, and we decided that is just something that we kind of want to run with, and absolutely, Jack. And we're talking about getting over there, and we just thought that Hellwolf was just. Well, like I always say on Crossfire, it kind of just grew into something, and now it's something that you're going to see. That's what Resurgence is going to. Because I have Crossfire to talk all I want about the Convictor, but I will tell you just that the folks that are on here that Hunter's Moon deals with a supernatural aspect. Obviously, we have a werewolf in it. We have vampires in it. It's a little bit different. It wasn't supposed to be the first Convictor book, but it is. And it really isn't. In our timeline, Resurgence and Hunter's Moon are done within the same year of the Convictor's life. So I want you guys to understand that. So when Resurgence comes out, you could switch those books back and forth. They have no impact on the overall trajectory of the story of the arc. But yeah, so the Resurgence is going to be a little bit more of a noir. Super gritty. If you like burlap, you're gonna like Resurgence. Resurgence is very much in the same grain as burlap books. We asked in the last our folks are asking if it was going to be rated R. Resurgence got some stuff going, man. Like I said, it's gonna. There's if Dwayne was on it, he'll tell you. But there's gonna be some. There's going to be some cool stuff. You're going to see the other aspect of Convictor, the more like the vigilante type aspect of the Convictor, the brutality of the Convictor. So you're going to see that. You see it in Hunter's Moon too, but you really see it. Let me tell you about Resurgence really quick, and then I'm going to wrap it up. It's the Convictor against 8 gang members in one alley. So, and if you know anything about Ninja Warriors, like that is totally within his advantage. It all takes place in one alley, and it's 8 versus 1, but it's more like 1 versus 8. So I'll tell you that. So let me just wrap that up. So anyway,
I do like that. I like that about Convictor, that anybody that walks into his book knows they're dealing with a badass. You've done a really good job with explaining that about the character. And I feel like that kind of inspired me to start putting those posts up with describing my characters because, I don't know much. I was walking into this game last year. I learned how to draw. I've been drawing, but I learned how to draw comic books so I could do this. And when I see like your backstory and things, and I saw the reactions to that, I was like, oh, I guess people want to know more about the character before they read the book because when I was a kid, it's like, oh, Wolverine looks cool. I want to read that book. Or Deadpool looks cool. Whatever, Spawn I picked up because, I love Todd on Spider-Man. But ultimately, come on, the dude looks ridiculously awesome. So, I was hoping that people would gravitate more for the looks. And then I realized, well, hey, this is, 2020. People need to know more. And
that's part of our medium. Instagram is medium. So, I was able to get out there and get information out about the Convictor, and that was by design. I wanted people to know what he was about. Some creators out there are super secretive about their characters. They don't want to tell you the backstory. Man, you don't have to tell all of it. Just tell. I always say this. I say the backstory is like peaks and valleys, right? you tell the peaks of the character, but the story is in the valley. So, but let's talk to seriously, Dennis, Nick. I know Chris and I are just blabbing on, so please.
Every day.
Yes, I know. It's like we don't talk enough. So here we are talking here. So
Right.
another medium where we can just blab to each other. All right, so listen, Dennis, tell me what you're excited about right now.
Definitely Hellwolf. Really want to. That picture of Sinew you sent was ridiculous. I almost felt like he channeled my inner me, because I love drawing big guys with muscles that are just gory, and the bones, everything that I like to draw was in that character. I was like, good Lord, he just sent me a gift from heaven. So yeah, I was like, this is crazy. That I want to keep the momentum going with Convictor until this book drops. That's our bread and butter. I just keep wanting to go back to that and do more work for him, because I think he just needs to be out there so much more. And I know we got it. I feel like excuse my pun, but we shot our load. Not yet. We still got so much more to go, bro. So we'll keep going. Sorry about that, Jason. Sorry.
No, if you're not paying to hear, you're doing it in inboxes, so it's fun.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
And then again, I'm doing a lot of things for charity. I'm always doing things for Draw for Change. We're doing things to raise money for Freedom University, and I know a lot of people, this is a hot button, but I do support. I'm a big supporter of Black Lives Matter. So for me, it's just really fighting the fight. There's a lot of what I believe in goes into my art, and what I do on my channel is a lot of what's about me. So I got a lot of that stuff going on. I do a lot of stuff just to break a monotony. I'll show you this real quick. One of the things I love to do is I love to get comics graded. I know it's one of those things. So I love to get my stuff.
You're the guy I talked to about that, because I know nothing about it. When I was into it, it was mint, near mint,
right.
and there's numbers, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on.
So I love to take a blank sketch cover, and then I'll do my take on it, and then I'll send it in. I'll get it signed by, right now, Jim Starling is signing at CGC. So I'll send in, I picked something from Jim Starling. I was like, Thanos. So I started doing this with Thanos, and this is what I've been doing lately. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, I can see it. Bro, you're killing it, man. Dude,
that's awesome.
Once I get it colored, I'll send it in.
Jim
Starling sign it, and then hopefully get a nice grade out of it. And it's just, for me to see my name next to Jim Starlin on a book, that's crazy. So that's what breaks up my monotony of pumping out things, and then of course just giving back to the community, because that's the thing that keeps me going. I love looking at stuff from Liar. I love seeing what Dwayne's doing. Nate kills me every day. Sleek, Jack.
Yeah, seriously.
Their stuff are so funny, and the things they say to me, and even Jesse. I was talking to him today. Just trying to work on a little project with Jesse for him. Just good stuff, man. I just can't even tell you. And I told you when we started this, you guys are going to lead me through it. Nick, Jason, I was totally new to this. All I said to you was, dude, I just draw stuff. Get me. And you just said, and you responded was, you draw dope. I said, I just draw shit. And you said, you draw dope shit. And I said, well, I'm leaning on you two guys to get me through this, because I have no idea.
Tell everybody what you're drawing now, Dennis. What did you graduate to becoming now? What's on the resume now?
I think the big thing right now is, and I know you're getting me on this, is doing sequentials. Getting a book, doing the mini on Hellwolf, and doing sequentials. That's the big one. And as soon as I can clear off my plate, and those commissions are starting to come in. I already have 3 of them responded for that the tier, and I already have 3 of them already kind of laid out of what I want to do. So once I can knock those out and then get into the mini, then we can keep moving. Want to go to a con, man? I want us to all get together.
Yes.
Yeah, seriously.
We need our Convictor kicks.
Convictor con, man.
We need our vans, our Convictor vans.
Yeah.
Well, really quick back to Sinew. Just something about the Sinew. I would still have my son on here. That's his character. He created it. Unfortunately, he's doing he works swing shift, so he's not able to make it. That's all him, man. That kid came up with it, and he drew it, and you guys saw. So yeah, it's him. So I'm glad you like it. I knew you would like it, because I just, he's big. He's hey, Dwayne's on. He's big.
Nice.
Dwayne.
And it's gonna be one. It seems like anytime we put up a new character, people just to it, because it's just mostly Convictor. We put up Hellwolf, and all of a sudden, boom, Hellwolf's huge.
Yeah.
And we put up Conjure, and boom, Conjure's huge.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more where that comes from. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna do great. Dennis is doing sequentials, and he's gonna do the sequentials for Hellwolf, and it's gonna be amazing. All right,
It
Nick,
is.
what are you excited about right now?
Oh, I mean, I could just piggyback off of what Dennis saying. I'm so excited for Dennis's like interior art, like in that Hellwolf. Like that's gonna be so amazing. Like seriously, Dennis. Like I cannot wait to see what you do with that. I think now that Dwayne's in the chat. Obviously, we mentioned earlier we're all pulling hard, and we all want Liar.
Yeah, we are
So bad.
Yeah.
We want Liar to happen so bad. We love Dwayne and we love Sleek. So for me, just getting this Hunter's Moon out. I'm still working on the Burlap 90s trilogy. I've got a little Batman thing I'm doing where I'm doing a variant cover for Batman.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So crazy, dude.
I'm so jealous.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys can see, but my wife did this for me. This Batman right here. And my wedding band, I just got back from the gym. It's not on. My wedding band is all Batman symbols wrapped around it with diamonds on the inside that she got me. My
That's
first
awesome.
birthday cake that I have pictures of is Batman. My first Halloween costume that I have pictures of, Batman. If you could see up here, this whole shelf up top is Batman, and then I have the 50th anniversary book. I'm so excited for that. Like your Batman stuff. Sorry to just cut you off. I'm stoked for that.
It's really cool. Like, I don't know who there's a lot of people on that, a lot of variant covers for that. I'm not quite sure who they're putting me with yet. But it's going to be fun either way. Just a nice, fun, variant cover to color. I'm really excited for Low Daniels to come out. I know that's funded and
fun stuff.
I'm excited, obviously, for Crit. I can't wait to get the second book. It's going to be awesome. What else do I have on my? And Jack and Nate, they're Slate Comics. There's a lot of stuff that they've showed us and me personally. That's not out there. And that's going to be really awesome.
Slate Comics is awesome. It's going to be
Yeah. I saw Omen, and I learned a little bit of the story about, from Nate about Omen, and I haven't, when we talk to other creators, especially on a lot of these lives, we always talk about like the crossovers and what character would be cool to see with this one, and I don't really see much of a match for my character Spectre. And when he told me about Omen, I was like, oh my god, like someone who kind of matches like my Spectre vibe, even though I'm sure Omen is much more of a badass than Spectre, because Spectre's like a kid in my book. But like having the familiar and all these, like, if you don't know, Samedi is Spectre's familiar. And just like I love that and Nate and I have a lot of D&D influence, which is really cool. So I'm really, really excited for those books from Nate and Jack, because the inspiration there is, I don't really meet a lot of creators that have inspiration like me. So I thought that was really awesome.
And there is one more thing. I don't want to talk about it too much, but if Jack's still here, me and Jack are working on a little something that we'll announce later at a later date.
Well, listen, guys. I mean, we're all working on. That's what I like so much about our group. Which you guys, I keep saying the group, but it's going to expand to something. I wish I could give you guys more information, but we're well on our ways to bringing better things to the community. And between Nate and Jack and Dennis and Nick and Chris and I and Jesse, we got a lot of plans. And we just want to make the community grow. I think that's our biggest thing here. And we want to make it grow where everyone grows. Not one person grows out of a group, where everyone grows out of a group. And I mean, I'm looking forward to everything you say, and there's so much great stuff coming. And I mean, Nick is everyone here has their own projects, which is amazing to me. We may be
or multiple projects, like some of us.
I mean, there's that, and then, but I mean, changes. You know, the past people we're working on stuff of his own, and obviously Chris is doing some stuff, and then we're doing a, we're gonna be doing something together soon. We're all growing together, and that is literally. We always say that we're changing the game. Oh, Jack just wrote it. Yeah, and we are. I think we're changing the perception of the game because there's enough room in indie comics for all of us to grow.
Yes.
I don't think it's. I don't think there's enough room for just. It's not about the conviction. It's not about crit. It's not about it's not about like burlap. It's not about. It's about all of us working together, and we're doing some great stuff. And my wife's throwing comments, and I'm breaking up. Wait, she's breaking up with me? Is that what she said? I knew that 30 Kickstarters was going to get me in trouble.
I gotta say,
you guys literally dump me right now. We're right here.
When I wake up, it's like an all day thing for me. I do work 2 jobs from home, and I manage to kind of get it all in there. But I'm working really hard to create something for creators, and I want to give an outlet because I think that I said this to you earlier on the phone. If there's anything we can do wrong in indie comics, it's to try to do it by ourselves. We're never gonna succeed like that. Like, look at the Phalanx is a perfect example because it's a team working together to get the job done. And if you look at the group that we have, Nate, Jack, and Jesse, we're working towards the same goal. And I don't really want to make our group chat any larger than it already is, but I would love to see what else people can bring to the table and grow and help them grow, because that's what we do for each other. Is I wouldn't be with Crit where it is without any of you guys, any of you. The feedback and the constant talks, and waking up at 2:00 in the morning to my phone with 50 buzzes from Nick. I know that he's checking my stuff out. I know he's reading what I got. Like the constant that we have motivates me. And right now I'm comfortable with what we have, but I feel like if we continue to grow with this community and show more people what we have, we're just going to continue to see just the growth. And you talk about this is the time for us, and we keep saying that, but it really is. I can't pick up a Marvel book that I really like. DC has a couple. I've been trying to go through and find some good titles, but they're slimming everything down. And right now, especially, people want content. Look at I say this a lot, but look at The Boys. It was really, it was. I mean, of course, the comic book is nowhere like the show. I got to say that the comic book is. You think what Reach said in your chat was bad? That comic book is terrible in comparison. But the Boys is doing really well right now because people just kind of like didn't pay attention to it, and they're like, oh, I want to check that out. And I feel like we have a lot of books that and I said this the other day to Dwayne. He's got to focus on Liar. He's got to get that out there because we don't know this, but our favorite book is probably something we've never read because it didn't get published, or it only had 10 copies. Look at Convictor. A year ago, Convictor was not a possibility in your mind anytime soon. No. I remember first talking to you, and it didn't seem like it was something that was going to come out. And look at you now. Like in Crit, I never thought I'd be publishing comic books. My guys yesterday, when we were sitting there going through the script for the book, the first thing Brad says when we sat down, he said, guys, before we get into this, I want you to think about what we're doing. Did you ever think we'd be sitting here writing a comic book, let alone the second issue of a comic book? So we're blessed. And I want to find more people out there with that passion, that creativity that's going to motivate me. Because I tell you what, when Dwayne dropped Liar and I saw that, I was just floored. I was like, I need that, and that's going to motivate me even more because it's the passion, the creators that we have in this community. We have to get them out there. We have to help them grow, and I want to find them.
I just want real quick for Wayne, really quick, guys, if you want to jump on Kickstarter and look up Liar by Wayne, and definitely back to comic. Fantastic story. You've seen no villain like Liar. I can promise you that. He's very unique. Dwayne is a master at backstory. He's a master of character development. The man has ideas that usually blow me away the level of detail in them. So if you can get a chance to do that, definitely do it.
And
On Kickstarter, I mean, he has tiers for anybody, and he's very giving in his tiers. So
Sometimes a little too giving. I love you, Dwayne, but your heart's big.
Yeah, we love you, man, but you got to stop giving stuff away on there. You got to set up what you got and keep it. So
You gotta make more than the stamp.
And Dwayne is so passionate, and so is Sleep, the artist on it, and also just to remind people that Liar is going to be a one shot. You know, he's not planning to make it into a series. So if you want a once in a lifetime, you know, you're into horror type stuff, you know, I don't know a better project on Kickstarter in that lane right now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like horror and just the aesthetic of the book to me was just, I was drawn to it immediately. It's in the marketing he's done for it and everything behind that. And I gotta tell you, you're not gonna find two nicer guys than him and Sleek. Sleek's in my inbox every day. They're like motivating. Just some of the. It's not necessarily the chats that we have. It's not necessarily the chats that we have. It's the fact that like when I open up my chat box, sometimes it's just somebody telling me, "Hey, that looks great," and it like that's why when I scroll through Instagram, sometimes I don't even know the person, but I want to be like, "That's really awesome," you know, like it's those little comments that just make you go, "Oh wow, they like it. I want to keep doing this."
I believe
We need a lip sync reader.
Yeah.
But hey, if anybody watching this, like really quick, it seems like I'm gonna lean back because like I'm the anchor for the internet. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But anybody watching this video, if you could like the video, that'd be amazing for us. And if you're not subscribed, you can subscribe because I think if we've been hanging out right now at no less than 8 viewers, and we've been dipping in and out between 9 and 10 at 12 at our highest. So if folks are interested, and we want to give it. If you want to see more of this, and we'll bring in other creators, and it'll always be different. It won't just be us for it. It could be us. We'll bring in a potpourri. We want to get this going, and because we think that these kind of talks are super beneficial, just for the community and the folks that are on here. So
you want to join us too?
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Just send Pharos Creative Studio, send an email or send me through the Convictor on Instagram or whatever. However you know me or any of us, go get it to me. Let us know, and we'll. We would love to have any and all of you on here. I mean, this isn't about us. It's not about our little group. It's not about we created this, the Phalanx, because it's about all of us in the community. So we can get on here at different times and have some. I don't know how regular this will be. Weekly would be great, but bi-weekly would be more than doable, I think. And I know everyone's got pulled in different directions. Even if we did it in a non-regular, but we're gonna, if you guys want to see more of this, just like it, share it, comment, whatever you guys do. We want to do it. We love all you guys, of course. So and
we're starting a Kickstarter next week for Jason to get better internet connection. Just so you know.
Hey, no, I'm going to say this again. I feel a crossfire every week. I literally have Comcast. It is the only internet service in my area. Okay,
I know.
So
Connecticut's the same way.
You do the math. It's highway robbery, man. So.
All right, so I'm going to send this to you. It's an AT&T tablet. It's got unlimited internet. It's got a hotspot on it. It fried better than your Comcast, and you can even stream off of it. So I'm going to send this to you pretty soon because we don't use it.
You gotta start sending tablets to people, bro.
It's my thing, man.
Yeah, I think that's your thing now.
Like, what's Chris getting me for Christmas? A tablet.
Nadine, your mom's here. Hi, Nadine. So, but that's cool. Yeah,
I can't wait for. Speaking of tablets, I really can't wait for Jack to get his. It's gonna. If you think his work on a phone is good, just wait till that kid can actually see what he's drawing, because he's drawing that on a phone with a dollar store stylus.
Yep.
Yeah, Comcast sucks. Your wife is 100%.
My wife right here is going to get our internet shut off. So just so everyone knows, if you don't think Comcast is petty, but Yeah, no, hey, really quick. I know you guys, right? Who's excited for conventions when they come back?
Hell yeah.
Folks in the comments. I know you guys are. I know plenty of people are. Man, we're going to be all over it. Like, I literally turned around and returned a lot of vacation days for the day job because I'm anticipating. I don't know when this COVID BS is going to square itself away or whatever, but when they're back, we're going to be there. We're all going to be there. And I can't wait to meet you people in person and just be out in the real world again. So.
I personally am immune to it now, so it doesn't really bother me.
You get the antibodies, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I really can't wait. There's a couple of things I'm excited about with these conventions. One, first and foremost, 100% actually sitting side by side with you boys. And I'm telling you right now, at the convention, I'm going to make a game, and we're going to play D&D, and it's going to draw everyone to the table, and I'm going to record it, and I'm going to turn it into a book. That's going to be my thing for the convention.
Yes.
And so just be prepared. If you don't know it, start learning D&D.
Nice.
I can send you some websites, but we're going to play. The whole group, we're going to play D&D the entire time. I'm more than excited for it. So that's my first thing. Second thing, I can't wait to get our books into hands of people that don't naturally find us on Instagram, because it really sucks. And this was, between Kickstarter, Instagram, all these algorithms that block a lot of these creators from being seen. It's like, I want to find that kid that, just loves my story and hasn't seen it yet. I want to put Convictor in the hands of somebody who has never read it before and then had that same feeling when Jason found Concrete. That's what I'm looking forward to, because I've always been on the opposite side of the table, and I want to be on that backside. I want to be, I want to be behind the table promoting the books.
If we don't have the algorithm, how can we complain for the poor performance of our Kickstarter as well? I mean, I've seen people out there literally say that they're being targeted. Without the algorithm, I mean, who's gonna be the scapegoat? So I don't get it. But
hey, I'm proud of my 44 backers. I can't believe we even hit 44.
You're not wrong with that.
Oh yeah, we have to fund it. And the thing that blew my mind was we got funded in 24 hours with a cold start, because we missed that noon mark. And I didn't even think it was going to launch that day until, I screwed up on the phone with you and just launched it. But that's my thing. It's going to happen next time. I'm guaranteeing you issue 4 is going to hit, and we're just going to randomly show up on Kickstarter.
Guys, heard it here first. Jack and Nate are going to be launching Slate Comics in time for Australia's biggest convention. That's awesome. Yeah, man. Really quick, I got something else in here. I actually have, and here he is, the creator of Sinew. My son popped in from his job. So
Hey.
There he is.
What's up, dude?
There he is. Former U.S. Army infantry. So
thank you for your service.
Yeah, he's a badass, that kid. So that's for sure. So but yeah, we get so many. Dwayne said he's never been to a convention. So hey, man, they're fun, but you got to understand, cosplay is a thing, and people get really into cosplay, Dwayne.
So side note, Spectre, Austin, who plays Spectre, actually is a professional cosplayer. He gets paid to go to PAX every year, and he dresses. His costume is Soldier 46 or whatever. I think that's it. Yep, he's had professional photos done. He's had interviews. PAX flies him all over the country to do that. So it's a thing. I'll bring X body spray. We joked around about COVID, but I'll tell you what, the worst thing about COVID is not being able to smell, because I go to the gym and I'm like, man, like, do I stink? Like, where's my Axe body spray? Because I don't know if I'm just that bad. My wife, she's walking around the house because we got reptiles and stuff, cages that need to be cleaned, and I can't smell them. It's pretty bad. That, and I can't taste pizza. That sucks. Jason's intent on something. What's in the chat?
William originally thought I was from Australia. No, I'm from dirty New Jersey. No,
we just have some really good friends in here from Australia.
Yeah, I got some cool friends from Australia, though. I'm from Jersey. I lived about 10 years in Florida, so I was the Florida man. So there's Hi.
You know,
Nick is
I
from
gotta
Florida.
say this, Dennis, you live like 2 hours away from me. We just need to get up one day.
No,
Yeah, I
but
don't get it.
if you head into Charlotte, just let me know. That's where I work. I'm literally like 10 minutes away from Charlotte. That's where I work all day.
Brad's a cop. He's a special agent down in Charlotte. And my daughter's father lives down in Charlotte. So I mean, I have enough excuses to go down and hang out if you want to meet up one day.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'll buy you a drink.
Yeah, we should make that happen.
Yeah.
You've heard it first. Dennis and I are going to get together. That's going to happen. We're going to hang out before you boys.
We'll have to buy cowboy hats and boots to go out and meet Nick. But hey, whatever. So.
Yeah, I don't do the cowboy boots. Ask my wife. She has one pair. They're for yard work. That is it. We do have cowboy boots in this house. I'm a Yankee.
We'd have to get some horses and stuff. I know we need a couple horses.
Speaking of horses, I want to say this. Mo, who did the cover for me, and he's actually doing the cover for the cowboy book for ACI. He's doing so he's actually in the hospital. He's having a gallbladder surgery. Wow. So, I've wished him luck. If he's in your Instagram, fill him with some love. The guy's going through some stuff. He jokingly told me, it's an old man syndrome. He's got some stuff going on, but I think it'd be great for him to hear from some people. So Loop's in. He's tagged in a bunch of my stuff. He comments on almost all my stuff. Cool. So if you want to send him some love and just say, hey, hope you feel better. I know he was having surgery.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry to hear about that.
And he showed me the cover for that book that they're doing. Yeah. And it's, he had to learn how to do like the horse heads and stuff, but he's done a lot of really good work for them. So I'm really pumped to see what he does.
Listen, he's got my respect. His horses are something I never want to draw, and I'm just like, I don't think I'm ever gonna have to draw one. I really hope I don't have to. But
yeah, drawing horses is never fun. Animals, I could just draw honestly, I am very jealous of Dennis with putting that much detail into somebody's face because I have not been able to draw hair and a cat before. I didn't for once think that it was like an actual drawing. I had to zoom in on it. I'm like, he actually drew this. This is ridiculous. Because the face hair, I was like, God, he got that fur perfect. I need to learn that talent because Samedi's got to be a little bit better looking now.
Procreate. It's magic.
I use Procreate. I gotta find that the brushes for the hair. I downloaded some.
Hey, why don't you maybe get a group on Instagram and you can teach each other about it. And just a thought. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. So
maybe you can get internet so we can hear what you just said. Just a thought.
My wife is like totally trolling me in the comments.
I love it. My wife would do the same thing.
But so I don't know. What do you guys think? If you want to do this again, right? I mean, it's been better connection at least. So
all the time.
Maybe I'll do it and I'll plug the router right into my laptop. Maybe I'll just do that.
That would probably give you a better connection.
It might. I think I'm going to call Comcast tomorrow. I'm like, can I get like one platform or something? So, but I don't know. But yeah, this has been fantastic. I think we're. But Nick, you got to talk, man. You haven't been saying anything much. And I know Jack. And I know Chris and I. Jack is talking literally, and Nate are talking literally more in the comments than you are. So, come on,
it's
Nick.
keeps cutting out.
Yeah. Tell me exactly what are your future plans? I mean, what are your plans outside of Nick, outside of doing Victor related stuff? I know you're doing that liar. You got some other things planned. Can you talk about anything you got planned?
Oh, there's stuff coming up. I wanted to give Dennis a shout out again too, because he did an awesome little piece for something that I'm going to be working on next year. It's not really secret, but I do want to announce, a little bit later. But I'm working on my own comic. There'll be some announcements for that soon. But my main focus is Convictor and Burlap. So, I'm focusing all my time in doing Burlap and Convictor pages for Hunter's Moon, and then everything Convictor related, I'm always down. Like, I'm so honored to be part of the team and to have that open sort of door, to work on Convictor in the future, because I love the Convictor. It's something I've said it before, but I'll say it again, that the Burlap and Convictor were the two stories, and you two were the guys that sort of showed me a lot of love when I was starting out. And the on Burlap and Convictor were the books that I looked at as being, even though Convictor had no books out, I saw you guys as being like top level on the indie scene, as far as I saw. And when I read Burlap finally, the first 4 issues, I was blown away, like everything about it. So it's an honor to be on Hammer and Anvil for the 90s Nightmare Trilogy. I might be there's some stuff I'll be working with Dwayne in the future on something that's up to him for when he wants to announce that type of stuff. Definitely, like I said, just doing that Batman variant cover, just kind of focusing on stuff like that. But like I said, Convictor and Burlap's my main focus right now. But that I will have a comic coming out next year at some point. I have my artist, and Dennis has already helped, and I can't wait to work with him some more. And Jason, we've talked about a bit of my ideas of what's to come, and I'm just excited about it. It's something that I've always wanted to do. I got into coloring, but I always considered myself a bit of a writer too. So the story I worked on was from a bit of a dark period of my life in Florida. So I think the story's going to be very unique. It's definitely something I've never seen before. And it's gonna be awesome. But like I said, right now my main focus is just Convictor, and Burlap. Like I said, I'm so looking forward to doing more and more Convictor books, and hopefully I'll be able to do some more Burlap books. Obviously we have the Burlap and Convictor crossover coming up. That's gonna be amazing. Yep, that's that's gonna be so cool. Dwayne, I'm pumped for all the comics that are coming out. Yeah, exactly, Dwayne. Exactly. We're all just excited, and we're all supportive of each other. Chris was speaking on this. It's just really cool to get to know these other people, and like Chris was saying, it inspires me to try to be better every time that I do a piece, because you see everyone else around you growing, and you sort of feel like this wave, right? You're a part of this big wave, and especially Dennis. Like, I don't want to like blow smoke or anything, but Dennis, like the amount of work that Dennis puts out of quality is insane, and I cannot wait to see the his interior arts on Hellwolf. It's gonna be like when we finally decided that, I was so excited. Like, it's gonna be so cool to see Dennis kill that, and see where that takes him, and growth of everything. So yeah, so I'm just excited about everything. I'm glad to be, a part of our little group, but, especially our group, because I think we have a good mix of people that are all supportive of each other, and we're all friends at this point. And I think it's something very special. And, but, the community overall is been a great thing, especially for me. you know, I created my Instagram in March for this, and I've just been blown away by the amount of support and how many friends, like legitimate friends, I've made. And I am definitely hitting the East Coast either in the next few months. So that's happening because you know, I'm born in Florida, but I grew up in North Carolina. So I got some people in North Carolina.
Yeah, all
Denver.
my boys are Carolina.
Denver?
Yeah.
Okay, I know where Denver is.
Yeah, that's where I grew up. So basically, I born in Florida. I lived there till I was about 7 or 8, and then around 3rd grade, I moved to North Carolina, and I lived there till I was about 18. But yeah, so I've got some people I know there, and I was actually thinking about making a road trip. So if Dwayne, you're still on here, I was gonna hit Oklahoma first and come see you, and then hit the East Coast.
Nice.
Do it. Really quick. Let's go around the Brady Bunch squares here, and let's talk about what we're excited about in the future. Where do you see yourself going? Where would you like to see yourself going? I will go last, of course. So we'll start with Dennis. Go ahead.
Yes.
I don't know, man. It's kind of hard at this point. I mean, I didn't expect to be where I'm doing. I mean, like I told you, I started this a year ago because be honest with you, my brother-in-law, he had made a comment, and he was trying to be supportive, and it kind of stuck in my craw. And that motivated me to start doing some art and just draw. And I just kept saying, put out some content, and all the hate I got, and I got plenty, I just kept putting out content, and I see you guys doing it and put out more content and get better and better. I guess what I'm excited about, I mean, I really, just like you guys said, I really want to meet up with you guys. We just have a great thing going, and I just want to keep going with that. And just more, again, I keep going back to Morgan Victor. Like, he's our bread and butter. He's the man that got us to the dance. And just putting out that whole series of books, I can't wait to see our stuff on a shelf. Like, when I see that, dude, I'll probably collapse.
Yeah.
They will pick me up off the floor, and they won't even know who this Asian man on the floor is, but they're going to have to pick me up off the floor. I want to see that. I love it when my kids talk about it, when they're like, can I show my friends? I'm like, little things like that. Those are the things why are going to drive me and will keep me pumping content out. My kid was saying, can I send my friends and let them vote on the little Victor versus Coburn? They're like, can I send it to my friends for them to vote? I'm like, hell yeah. So here's my 10-year-old texting his 10-year-old friends.
No, really, just really quick. I was told by Brett, who runs Any Comic Dispatch, it's been the most successful versus battle they've had. They used to do them just as a post on Instagram. Well, so far they're well over 100 votes right now. We don't know which way they're going, but they're well over 100 votes, and so it's been the most popular thing. So Brian and Caliburn and Victor and I, we're setting the bar for everything to come after us, and that's well, because you guys help and stuff, and because Brian has a fantastic character. It was just easy to match them up. But
I love the name Caliburn, by the way. Just gonna throw that out there.
He's a cool
It's the Caliburn stone is in my books.
Yeah, I know.
For those of you that do not know, the Caliburn stone is actually what King Arthur had pulled the sword out of. That's the stone he pulled it out of. It's actually a really big piece of my story. Not giving away anything, but I want to say what I'm excited to see from Dennis though is the Hellwolf. That's going to be amazing. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah,
I asked him. I knew he could do it. He was to be honest, he was a little hesitant about it, but I know he could do it. I think.
But to piggyback off that, I mean, Jason has been leading me through this panel by panel, giving me breakdowns, giving me roughs for me to work off of. That stuff is huge because splash pages are, I don't want to say easy.
Yeah.
They're a blast, but when you start breaking down story, I mean, Jason, I'm expecting you to guide me through this process. So I'm gonna be holding your hand, hold my hand through this whole thing.
Doing sequential like that is, when he told me you were working on that, I was really, really intrigued to see what you did, because I'll tell you what, doing sequential work is tough sometimes because you have to worry about perspective and, keeping things cohesive throughout the book. It's like you just can't draw a bunch of different pictures and hope people get it. It's like when somebody turns their head, you got that wall And just I'm like I said, I'm really excited to see what you do with it because your art's just getting phenomenal. So
Thank you. Thank you.
And well, that's the thing. I knew you could do it. Yeah, Dwayne, that's right. Absolutely. I
Mhm.
knew you could do it because I look at your art differently, and I see how well you progressed over the Convictor from the very first Convictor image, and then you made the key word you said to me. The key phrase you said to me was, "He clicked for me."
Yeah.
Because you originally finding him difficult to draw because he has different nuances and stuff like that. But when you said to me and you said he clicked to me. Now I can draw him without having to reference him.
Yeah.
That's big. And then I knew at that point I said I need to get you into at least dabbling your feet in sequentials because one, I mean it's part of it because it builds your resume. I want to get you out there. I mean you got talent. There's no reason not to be out there. And and it also helps whatever we're doing. It's nice to have more hands in the pot, for what we're doing. That way not everyone's overworked and everyone's getting their talents out there. And me, from what I'm excited about, I'm literally excited about seeing what Dennis and Nick are going to bring to the table for the future of our books. And because I know you're only getting better. And I know that I kind of feel like my wife will tell you this. I've said this. I kind of feel like I stepped in shit a bit when I met you guys, and that I was very lucky. Diamonds in the rough is basically the words I use, and so I feel very fortunate, and I feel and your passion is just as important as your art to me. Because I don't want anyone touching something that I carried around inside of my head for 30 plus years if they don't at least have a vested interest in it. And you guys do. You absolutely do. And
it shows in every piece you guys do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the care I can see in when you make the character. And one thing I can definitely see is when, like, I'll use Dennis as an example. Nick has done this as well. But Dennis, when he was working on something, he will just say, "Hey, you got a quick moment to talk?" I'm like, "Yeah, hey, I'm doing this. But how do you, if this is like this, why is it like," he asks why things are the way they are. He doesn't just draw it. He wants to know why something looks the way it is, why it's the color it is, why it's designed. And because he knows that I've, like I said, I've had this stuff for years, so there's got to be a reason for it. That's important as a creator, and having someone draw your body of work, that is massively important. And Nick does the same thing with colors. He goes, "I know his color is gray, but is it this kind of gray? Is it this kind of color? Should it be like this? Should it be more like that?" And so that's crazy important to me. And I'm really excited for what you guys are going to bring, not just to my books, but really just to the community as general. And I'm also equally excited for anything Chris is doing. Chris is he's literally he's going to blow up. His book's going to be huge. I mean, I'm a Caliber fan. Everyone knows I'm a Caliber fan. Everyone that's even, you just know. And got some cool stuff planned for that. And honestly, just meeting you guys at a convention, that's going to be amazing. So I just, Natalie's on here. Hello, Natalie.
I had to show her how to comment. That's what I was doing.
But yeah, just to meet you guys in general, just to bang heads, just get out there and do it. Because the creativity that we do inside of our little chats and our side groups and stuff is great. It'll be unparalleled in person. I think in person it'll be completely a whole other thing, because then you get mannerisms, you get feedback, you get real time stuff, and that's great. And then we got Jack and Nate in there working on Hell Wolf and stuff. Like I feel so fortunate to have such amazing people just rallying behind stuff that we're doing. So but man, you know what, Nick, you got? I mean, I know you spoke previously, but do you have anything you're looking forward to before we wrap this up?
Yeah, just like
or did you said, like you said it all?
Yeah, I just, I'm looking forward to meeting you guys. Whether we're gonna do cons, but I really would like to try to get out there by the end of this year or the beginning of next year, and get out there and meet and hang out with you guys, and like you said, just sort of brainstorm and just have a good time.
like I said, we can definitely make that happen. We can all just we're good. We're making like books and crossovers and all kinds of stuff. And meeting up shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
No.
And then our wives can all meet up. It's great. So it'd be really cool.
So they can make fun of us the entire time.
So definitely. But all right, and man, I mean, any closing comments? Anything? Because this has been great. And
what I'm excited about is, I've said it 100 times, meeting you guys, but I've got a few things in the works I'm really excited for with Crit. Like I've told a lot of people, it's a 3-season thing. We're not doing more. When the guys hit level 20 and we end it out, we're not doing anything. We're going to move on to something else. My writing process is a little different. My entire book is contingent on the fact that my friends get together and play a game. So, I've got to respect those guys and, keep it to, three solid seasons. And what everyone's going to see in this first season is quite a bit of character development. You guys have heard me talk 100 times that my team started playing a lot differently once they realized this was going to be seen by other people. And the dialogue and the action and just the way the book flows in the future of Crit is really awesome. I'm excited to draw some of these scenes out. Like, I'm going to say, I got to throw this out there. I've got a book where Boulder and Caliber, my dynamic duo, run out and they try to infiltrate a base by saying Boulder has a stomach ache and he's throwing up because the sour cream is bad. And he keeps screaming, if this cream is sour, do not devour, while he's throwing up. And it's dialogue like that and watching these friends bounce off each other and you seeing not only their powers and stuff develop in the story, but this bond of friends. Because at the end of the day, I say this all the time, my book was created, my game was created to bring my friends back together after 10 years. And we're stronger now as friends than we were 10 years ago when we hung out every day. And I'm excited for all the people, you guys, everyone to see not only my art grow, but this story. That's what I'm excited for.
And we're all excited for where you're going too. I don't know, Nick flipped out. I don't know what happened. But yeah, we're definitely excited too. And like we're getting fantastic comments. Like the wives are all in there chatting now, and then Mrs. Southall's in here chatting. Man, the comments is live right now. Yeah. But yeah, I just think there's some awesome stuff on the horizon for all of us, and I think there's some great stuff on the horizon for this channel. I would like to bring a bunch of different bunch of let me put this up. A bunch of different.
My wife.
Yeah,
she'll be bringing the party.
I definitely want to have a bunch of different content on here, and I think we're growing, and everyone that's hung in with us has been great. We appreciate it. And
watching this talk for 2 hours. Thank you.
Really, you don't get enough of my ugly ass mug on Crossfire, but just letting us. Just letting us ramble, like you said, but just hanging in with us while we're doing this is just amazing. That's just thank you.
Every like, comment, and share is another reason for me to get out there and draw. So thank you.
Yeah, because your passion is no matter what we think, our passion is definitely tied to our fans' passion, and so you guys got to understand that. Like we feed off of you guys for sure, and I think everyone here can agree to that.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, look, now my there now. See, the wives are gonna. All right, they're gonna have their own separate channel. Watch.
They're gonna have their own live. Real Housewives over here. I mean, honestly, and I say this every single time, and I know we talk about it, and we're joking around about our wives, but just the fact that they sign on and they listen to us and they support us every single day. I've had many times where I've had to tell my wife, thank you for just letting me do this, because at the end of the day, she could, this takes away from our time. We all work jobs. This isn't our job. This is a passion, and they allow us to have that time. I've talked to you, and when we're finishing these books up, our wives are the ones that pick up the slack that we make. So we wouldn't be, as much as the fans are driving it, the wives would make it happen. So thank you. And I know your wife is over there giving you a hard time about your internet because we can't hear you. Oh,
hear me anyway. But yeah, guys, really seriously, everyone at Dennis, you got anything? You sitting there
man,
looking, you looking massive, but
no, I mean, my wife stopped by a couple of times.
okay.
She's fantastic. You'll meet her. She's been talking about you guys probably more than I did.
Yeah. Well, I just I really been drawing this comic. I literally spend hours on my days off drawing, and the house things that I normally do during the day have suffered because of that. Yeah. And my wife's been really like picking up the slack, and she doesn't realize. I mean, I don't thank her enough, but I don't think she really realizes that I do recognize that that's happening, and but it's the life of an artist, the struggle, right? I mean, and unfortunately, the family struggles with you. So, yeah. But all right, well, we're gonna end this. I'm going to. You guys stay on. I'll talk to you guys in the green room after this.
I'm gonna hang out too.
Yeah, okay. Well, Chris gonna hang out. All right, so I'm gonna end the broadcast in general, and then I'm gonna go inside and take care of start drawing. But yeah, guys. Anyone that followed us and came here, thank you. Look for me. If you like this, comment, send us messages, whatever. Let us know what you'd like to see. We're open to literally anything right now. Within reason, of course. So, but please, thanks, guys.
Make sure you say that.
Yeah, I'll put that in there. And also, I guess if any of you folks, I'll be on Chris, you have one going Monday too? Critical.
Yeah, I have a show Wednesday at 7:30, and yours is at Thursday at 7:30.
Yeah,
so
right. Yep.
Critical Conduct. Yep.
Wednesday.
I'm gonna actually. So everybody on here, Wednesday, I'm gonna do a contest during my live. I'm gonna anybody that wants to chime in. I'm doing a contest on the live for a crit hat like this. Actually, this one right over here. I'm gonna be doing a contest for it. I'm gonna give the details on the live because it is kind of it's going to be a thinker for you guys. So you might have to rip out your 5th edition books or your 3.5s and come up with some ideas. But it's going to be a really cool contest, not only for the hat, but to get in one of my books. So tune in 7:30 Eastern time. And I told Nate, he's probably one up on this one, but I told Nate about it, and he's really stoked for it. It's a really cool idea. I'm really happy to see what you guys come up with for it. So 7:30 Critical Conduct.
Well, here's the thing. Really quick. You're gonna Wednesday 7:30 Eastern is Critical Conduct with on Homebrewed Comics on Instagram live, and I'll be there Thursday for the Crossfire 7:30 Eastern. It's our 25th episode. So there's that. So it's I was created a poll. I'm gonna put the poll up tomorrow. I got some. Oh, Nick's back. Just for the end. I put some. Let me get him back in here. I put some. I put a few. We had a poll, so I'm gonna put that up tomorrow. So some folks voted what we should do for the 25th episode. So I got some stuff in there, and we're gonna do a little giveaway after the show, starting the weekend, and we'll give some swag. So 25th episode, 2,000 followers. It's all because of the fans. So here we are. Nick, we're wrapping up. You got anything to say right before we back out?
My phone died.
Yeah, I saw that.
I just want to say that I thank everybody for coming to check this out. The first episode, I'm sure you guys are talking about. We're gonna have a lot of great people on here. Expect us back on here sometime. I'm always down. Thank you for everyone for supporting us on Hunter's Moon and Convictor in general. Thank you everyone who's been supporting Chris with Crit. And thank you for supporting all of the projects that we're involved with. It really means the world to us. So just thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you guys have really, like I said, you've really shown us some great, and we're pretty excited to continue this. And we're pretty excited for you allowing us to do this. So, all right, so we're gonna thanks for joining Phalanx episode 1. Hope we will have episode 2 soon. So seriously, thank you everybody, and
thank you guys.
Have a good night. Take care.
Good chat.